What is up and welcome back to Voodoo. We have 50 cars in here today and we'll get to the SV in a second, but this isn't even the most high maintenance thing in here. Eric is. We have a whole bunch of projects that we're juggling all at once. We've got everybody divided out into different crews. I think Kaylin is on the GT350. We got Ed over here on the Explorer, and Manny's over there.
Super genius.
Playing thumb war with himself. SV needs some attention. The 720 outside needs some attention, and I think they're doing some welding projects over there as well. Let's jump right into it. Obviously with the Mustang first, the best looking car in the whole garage. Kaylin, it's been here for a few days because you're doing a little more than an oil change. And for context, we were doing an oil change and I was in charge. It would still be here for a few days. So what are you doing to it?
Trying to wrap up the electrical for the fluid transfer pump, new transmission.
So in simpler terms, you basically put a new transmission in this and you need it to play nice with the rest of the Mustang.
So this car had the cooling package on it, so we're making sure that still works with all the new parts.
What are you doing today?
Killing me.
Scout.
You're working on a Ford too.
No. Custom 3.5-inch divorced exhaust system for a 720S, pure turbo, full M engineering, the whole 9 yards. He's going big power.
So you got the 720 up next to bat. You're going to be messing with the GT350.
And then right after that, we still have to bounce back to the SV. We got to bounce back to the Ford, and then the other 570, and then back to the SV. And, yeah.
I told you there'd be a lot of projects today, and there will be an SV. Just hang tight. We'll get there in a second.
This is what other shops can't do.
Eric's excited about a Mustang. All right, so we got to see why. There's your intercooler's right here, right?
Yep.
Okay, but there's like these baby ones on the side.
Yeah, so
what do we got going on?
So we have engine oil on this side and then trans oil on that side.
So these are extra coolers.
Yeah, factory coolers.
So I heard the word can't do in other shops. So what makes this a little bit harder to do that your average wrap shop can't?
Welding.
Okay.
Right there.
Welding, fluid transfers, understanding fluid dynamics, understanding thermal management. It's all race car stuff. So retrofitting a factory cooler to a race transmission is not necessarily the easiest thing. However, that's one of the better coolers available for this car. So what we did is we actually just took the OEM fittings, cut everything apart, pulled all the seals out, and then welded on aluminum AN fittings to convert it to actual race hoses and race lines with AN fittings.
Okay, race car man, slow this down a little bit because you've lost me on the terminology. For those of us that aren't race car gifted, Kaylin, can you dumb this down a little bit for the average viewer?
It has cool hoses on it now.
Okay, cool hoses.
Yeah, cool.
What's the point of having 2 extra little cheese graters added to the front of your Mustang?
Going on the track, you gotta have cooling. You overheat, you ain't gonna be racing.
Anything that has a fluid in it can be cooled to run better and longer. So the cooler you keep everything, the longer it's gonna live.
All right. Ed, you just added on the wheel to the Ford Explorer. Done with this thing?
Just about.
Finally? How long has it been here? 27 years? Crazy amount of work to this car, including Voodoo, one-of-a-kind cooling system, and not necessarily one-of-a-kind because if you drive a Ford Explorer ST, right, you can pick up one of these. Now, it's going to cost more than the ones that are out there, but relax because it's going to cool your Ford Explorer way more than all those other ones are. And you can see that it's tested on, well, a not-so-stock Ford Explorer. So if it can keep this thing cool, we just talked about cooling on the Mustang, you know that it's going to be able to keep your Ford Explorer cool as well. This thing's about to head off. Okay, so the clock's ticking a little bit. This thing's warming up now to go on its test drive. And somehow we got to fit a 720 in with this? I'm glad I'm not a mechanic. Is it all done?
We're gonna find out. You going with him?
Am I going with him? Open sesame. Dang. Look at the stars. See ya, Ed. For context, we do not have any kind of axle bag exhaust on this, right?
No, this is wide open exhaust.
It's very GTR-esque. It rides very smoothly. And you can tell there's definitely a lot of power. It's 3-liter V6, which is a pretty small engine.
I think it was around 700.
700 wheel, yeah. And it's like 5,000 pounds. 0 to 60 time, he said it was under 3?
Sub 3 seconds, 0 to
That's crazy. Are we all-wheel driving this car?
all-wheel drive.
But everything else feels fine, yeah? You're just getting the brakes kind of one in, nothing
just
crazy,
trying to
just
cruise
driving
around.
around. So the brakes are pretty sensitive too.
Oh, I mean,
You've got
I
some
just
big
barely
brakes.
touched them.
Oh, shit. Hello, warn me.
This has the Rotora 15-inch 8-piston.
The GT500 runs 6-piston, right?
Yeah,
So,
and
he's
then I
he's
believe
big
it's a
boys.
6-piston in the rear with a 14-inch rotor.
We can hook you guys up with the cooling system, but we also can get this big brake kit set up for you. A little bit of Voodoo sauce poured on top of it to make it extra
Stop-tastic?
stop-tastic. Okay, let's hear that trumpet action. Hit it. 350Z or a Ford Explorer. We'll fix it, don't worry. The 720S is in, the back wheels are off, which usually means that exhaust is going on. Am I wrong?
Half right, half wrong.
What do we do to the 720?
Doing a catback.
So exhaust. The whole rear hatch? What is that?
So right now what I'm doing is dropping the fuel tube. So when we remove this quarter panel,
It goes through there.
E85 apparently.
Oh shoot, okay. That's a big tube for just fuel. Lucky's R8 just chilling over there, waiting for its center exit exhaust. 720 update. So we've torn this thing, I say we, I didn't do anything. They tore this thing apart really fast, and it's getting an upgraded exhaust system. It's going up from our standard 3-inch system up to a 3.5. Translation, it's just louder? Eric, I don't know. Kaylin, you're smart. If it goes from 3-inch to 3.5, what's the point? Why?
It's gonna flow more because this has the pure 1200s on it. If you can get the exhaust out, you can get more area.
But we basically just want better flow. Put this back together when you get the chance. And the SV. Sir, what's happening to the SV? It has no wheels. What are you doing to it?
We're gonna do those tank treads.
For all the snow that we get in Orange County, what's actually happening to the SV besides the bumper delete?
The SV is just going through some designs, something different, something new, something that nobody's ever done before. We're gonna have some fun.
So exhaust-related surprises?
Yeah, it's, you know,
Okay.
it's what we're known for.
I guess you guys will have to subscribe to the channel. I want to know what we're doing to the spicy SV. And speaking of, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell. If you want to see more exotic car content, if you want to know more about vehicle modifications, if you want to see what project car that we have arriving this Friday, by the time you see this video, we're going to announce the vehicle that we're adding in 3 days. So at the end of this week, we're going to do a full build on a new exotic. Remember, we upload videos every single Tuesday and Thursday. TT, that's twin turbo. You can remember that, and we'll catch you at the next episode. Peace.
I took a trip out of Cali, Arizona to the valley. Fast cars like a rally, but you never won the words. She call me automatic, magic.